Yeah. Shortcuts don't win all the time. We can talk about that in a minute. The correct way to use AI, the incorrect way to use AI. But for you, what's the biggest giveaway? If you're thinking about that stage from going from the cuckoo to bringing them to the next bit, the the dance, what's the biggest single mistake that you see?
I think you can give a lot of information with AI, but at the same time, people could just Google it, ChatGPT it themselves. So it's not really positioning you as an authority. Um, I think the aesthetic stuff is quite obvious. It's the long dashes, it's the emojis, things like that. And people can tell, but they won't mind as long as it's got kind of a soul and you're talking about your own experiences, which obviously AI does not have. And I think that personality, well, I mean, it's called a personal brand. It's got to be personal. You've got to share things that matter to you, which are going to, by extension, matter to the people that you're trying to target. And obviously, ChatGPT can give you probably better information than 80% of coaches, whatever that might be. But people will have already ChatGPT'd it themselves, so they won't really be that impressed by posts from ChatGPT. They'll actually be impressed by maybe less information, but maybe you've helped someone, you show a transformation, they're like, wow, this guy can actually do this for me. Whereas ChatGPT isn't guaranteeing anything, it's just giving you information, which you probably won't even listen to really because you don't trust it that much. So I don't know why you'd use it for your content.
Yeah.
It
It's a
just
really
doesn't make
good point.
sense.
So look, we're still at that first stage, aren't we? Trying to attract that bird to get them to your nest. For me, I think the biggest single mistake that I see, and I see it so many times, in particular on LinkedIn or X, are broken links. I cannot believe it.
Yeah.
When you're actually interested in something that they've done or they've posted, and you click and it brings you to nothing. Yeah. And you're thinking, again, it's a shortcut, isn't it? It's like, or you're giving away that impression that you can't even solve your own problems, let alone anyone else's. I remember a great one as well when we had Jimmy Gibson. He was a great guy, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had a really good point about writing 25 comments a day on people's LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do that, how many people do that with AI? Will that shortcut you? Will that, you've openly said this to me before, yeah, about how I comment on other people's posts. It could impact on my own personal branding, yeah. What's your thoughts on that? Any other sort of like initial issues that you see at that first stage, if you like, of the Bird of Paradise dance?
I think the issue with AI content and AI comments is people try and use it to do less. So they ask ChatGPT for comments so that they don't have to do it themselves. They do the same 25 comments, but they're just worse comments. What AI is actually for is for you to do the same amount, the same quality of comments, so your comments, feed them that. They're going to make it 100 comments, 200 comments. It's to increase scale rather than to decrease the workload. Um, Obviously people are lazy inherently, but if you're going to use it to do more rather than to do less, if that makes sense. I think with comments you can actually get away with some AI, but at the end of the day you're not even talking to these people. They could message you and you wouldn't even know who they are. And I think that's a big thing is the human connection. Um, well, as much as you can have a human connection over the internet, it's going to be a lot more than AI talking to AI, whatever that looks like. It just doesn't have the same effect, and you're not going to write as thoughtful comments with AI as it is in 2025 as you could by yourself. Again, sharing experiences in comments is really cool. Humor as well does really well. So if you have those things, if you have a personality, you'd be better off doing it yourself rather than trying to save like 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day writing with AI.